One of the other mad things back in the day, I mean, to be fair, a lot less stuff became public because, as you said, there was no social media, there was websites, and even then, like, it was actually, like, it wasn't really the thing that people leaked stuff. Actually, a lot of stuff behind the scenes stayed behind the scenes. So I can tell you, Elude, I actually know some old school players, I can tell you off air, who actually just straight up told me at times years later, like, yeah, I did used to just cheat online sometimes. But here's the wild thing, dude, is they're not all the ones you'd guess. Like, for example, some of them also were really good online. Like, they could take the cheats away and be awesome too. But some of them just had that attitude of, like, fuck them, there's no anti-cheats. I'll just do it online. So, for example, I know famously a whole bunch of West Coast players were like this because famously they used to have a really healthy land circuit, so they could always be like, "No, look, last weekend, I beat this guy here with like Rival or Death is Eternal or something." But like, I've heard online a bunch of them would just fucking cheat if they, especially this is mad. But the logic was, especially if they thought you were cheating, then they're definitely going to cheat. You know what? I know that sounds so weird to a fan now, but that was like the logic back then.
That was the meme back then, and it was true. So we hated scrimming the West Coast teams because you would play them and then you would beat them, and it would be like 10-2, and they're like, you're cheating, and we weren't cheating. We were just maybe we had a little bit better ping, and they would all leave the server and then come back, and then like suddenly they're they don't miss a shot, and you're like, oh my god. So it was like there was a point there where you just wouldn't want to play them, and I think they calmed down after a little while. That's just why the West Coast teams, they were the funniest about it though. So yeah, that was definitely a thing with them. If they thought you were cheating, they and I was just like, what are you guys doing? Like, what are you practicing? Like, what do you get out of this to beat us in this practice online? Like, we're not cheating, we're just practicing. And so that's part of the immaturity,
This might sound like a bit of an out of left field topic, but I want to try tie this into what we're talking about now, which was, here's the difference, right? When you guys or Team 3D, if some team like that or player talks shit, like you say, it's just banter online. But I noticed one thing the West Coast teams almost did try to use to their advantages. People might know this, but at the time, actually, culturally, for real, in those like SoCal lands, there were people who were like part of gangs or there was a lot of like Asian kids, for example, who were caught up in like dodgy life, but also played CS. So it was also sort of implied when they would talk shit, like, we might just beat you up at the ladder, some fucked up like they were all trying to be like tough guys or some shit. Do you remember?
I believe that. I don't remember any particular incidents, but I would believe that would be the case. That doesn't surprise me at all.
See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or be a pleb and don't.